Welcome to Finance with Avery. In this video, I'm going to do a brief overview of the savings accounts offered by the top 5 largest banks in the United States. Every other month or so, I do a ranking of the top 10 savings accounts ranked by APY, annual percentage yield. And on those videos, they feature banks and financial institutions that definitely aren't in the top 5 largest banks in the United States, not even in the top 10. So, and sometimes I get comments here and there on those videos of, I've never heard of any of those banks, or I don't trust those banks, I never heard of them, and that's understandable. Some people, even though they're all FDIC insured, that's one of my criteria that I do for the top 10 list ranked by APY, and for my CD account videos that I do ranked by APY, the top 5 I do for those with 6 month, 1 year, and no penalty CD accounts. There are some financial institutions and banks that I feature in those accounts that were new to me as well when I was researching the accounts and the APY, the interest rates and everything. And I have to do a little bit more, research on the bank, make sure they have FDIC insurance and they're legit. They have different features, no monthly maintenance fee, because that's another one of my requirements for those lists and different things like that. And that's another reason why these banks in this video right here don't get on my list as well. Not only because of the APYs are pretty low, and you'll see that when I'm going over these accounts. Many of these accounts have really low APYs, like under 1%. Some of them are around 4% right now currently, but however, some of them also have a monthly maintenance fee, and there are ways to get around the monthly maintenance fee and to get that waived, and I'm going to go over that as well in this video. So I thought it would be interesting and neat to do a video about the savings accounts of the top 5 largest banks in the United States, because many people have these accounts. Like, definitely a lot of people have these accounts, or else they wouldn't have them. And like these banks, like I say, some of them have really low APY and interest rates, but some people don't care about that because they just want their money they want to feel safe with their money, even though they could be making much more money on their money, have their money put to work for them, making money with other financial institutions. They necessarily may not feel safe, or maybe they have a local branch that they go to that they like, the Bank of America, or the JP Morgan Chase Bank, is right down the street or something like that, and they feel comfortable, they want to have their money there. They pay the monthly maintenance fee, they're okay with it, or they have ways that they get around it by having a certain balance amount or certain transactions and different things like that. But the interest rate, they get their interest rate elsewhere, maybe through CD accounts or the stock market. Me personally, I like to have a high yield savings account as well as money invested in the stock market and individual stocks and exchange traded funds. But we're not gonna get into that in this video. This is about the savings accounts. And on the screen right here, you see the logos of the top 10 largest banks in the United States, but we're gonna pare it down to the top 5 for this video starting now. And there it is right there, the top 5 largest banks in the United States based on total assets. Now, the data for the total assets is up to date as of March 31st, 2023. So these numbers change. The rankings don't change that often because you see those are major numbers right there. It's pretty hard to get in that top 5. Now, the top 3, 4, 5, there has been some moving around right there, and you see right there the top 3 and 4 right there is pretty close. But ranking from largest to smallest, at the top right here we have JP Morgan Chase with $3.27 trillion worth of assets, and then at number 2 you have Bank of America with $2.52 trillion of total assets, and at number 3 you have Citigroup. When I say Citigroup, that also means Citibank because that's a part of Citigroup. So Citigroup ranked number 3. You have $1.72 trillion in total assets. And at number 4, you have Wells Fargo at $1.69 trillion of total assets. And number 5 is US Bancorp at $590.46 billion of total assets. And now that you've seen the ranking of the top 5 largest banks in the United States, let's get into some details about the savings accounts that they offer. And starting with the largest bank on the list right here, JP Morgan Chase, you have the Chase savings accounts. Now they have 2 different savings accounts at Chase, starting with the Chase Savings. Now there is a monthly maintenance service fee of $5 with the Chase savings account. You can get this fee waived with one of the following each monthly statement period. The first way is a balance at the beginning of each day of $300 or more in this account. So if you hold at least $300 in this account throughout the month or more, then you won't get charged that $5 monthly maintenance service fee. Or you can have $25 or more in total autosave or other repeating automatic transfers from your personal Chase checking account available through chase.com or the Chase mobile app. So if you have it set up with your Chase checking account that you're transferring $25 or more from that checking account to your savings account at Chase, that's another way to avoid that fee right there if it's $25 or more in some kind of repeating automatic transfer. Another way to get that $5 monthly service fee waived is if you have a Chase college checking account linked to this account for overdraft protection. So if you have a Chase college checking account and you have it linked to your savings account with Chase, then you won't get charged that monthly maintenance fee of $5. Another way to get that fee waived is if the account holder is an individual younger than 18. So if the account holder in this account is under 18 years old, they will not charge a monthly maintenance fee. And lastly, another way to get this monthly maintenance fee waived is if you have a linked Chase Premier Plus checking, Chase Sapphire checking, or Chase Private Client checking account. So if you just have one of those linked to this account, you have both accounts open with Chase, then you won't get charged that $5 monthly maintenance fee for the Chase savings account. So those are some ways right there to get that waived. And this account earns interest. And we're going to go to the interest rate that's offered right now. When you go to this on their website, it's going to ask you for a zip code. So this amount varies per zip code. However, I've put in a few different zip codes and I'm getting the same amount. And I'm getting this 0.01% for their APY and their rate on this account right here. So that's their interest rate effective as of June 15th, 2023 when I'm recording this video. I'm hoping I can edit it and put it up today as well. So yeah, that's their rate right there for this account. Very low, very low. I mean, there are accounts, and this is like what a lot of major banks have with their savings accounts. You'll notice on a couple of other ones in this video, but there are some that offer much higher than this in this video. And with the Chase savings account, the interest is compounded and credited monthly and is based on the daily collected balance. And of course, the interest rates are variable and determined daily at Chase's discretion. So the interest rates being variable, the APYs being variable, is pretty much standard for all savings accounts. It is subject to change at any moment. So it could change tomorrow. It could change next week. Whenever you see this video, that amount, that 0.01% could be different. It could be 0.02% or maybe 0.05%. Who knows? Or maybe Chase is going to change their whole strategy and try to compete with the high yield savings accounts and it'll be 4 or 5% or something. Who knows? So it is variable and subject to change. 0.01% for the Chase savings account right here. Very low. Let's go on to some other things about it. So earns relationship rates. This one does not. Their other account, as you see, does, and we'll go over that one as well. So let's see some additional information here with this. So with the benefits of the Chase savings, they say they have, the Chase savings account interest rates, which we've seen that not necessarily a benefit, I would say, with that 0.01%. All right, other benefits with this account, it says it has auto save. So a feature that'll help you, save some every month or so right there. If you're trying to put away some, trying to get to a certain goal or something like that. It has mobile and online banking. And they also have mobile check deposit. It states that you can save a trip to the branch and deposit checks in a snap with Chase Quick Deposit. And it also has account alerts, access to more than 15,000 ATMs and more than 4,700 branches as well physical locations. And it has FDIC insurance protection, which I'll state this also. All the accounts in this video right here are FDIC insured. So those are some of the things right there. And that's the ways to get the monthly maintenance fee waived right there. We've gone over that. And now let's go over their Chase Premier savings account. See what the differences are with that. First off, you see that monthly maintenance fee is more. It's $25 or it can be $0. It can be waived. So let's see how it gets waived for this account. So the Chase Premier savings account, there are only a couple of ways to get that monthly maintenance service fee waived. The first way is that you have a balance at the beginning of each day of $15,000 or more in this account, the Chase Premier savings account, or you can have it linked with a Chase Premier Plus checking or Chase Sapphire checking account. So those are the two ways to get that $25 monthly service fee waived to $0. And that has to be each monthly statement period, either that $15,000 or more, or have the account linked with one of those other accounts right there. Now the Premier standard rates, that is 0.01%. So this is this account right there. The Premier standard rate is 0.01%. The Premier relationship rate is 0.02%. So plus 0.01% more than the Premier standard rate in the regular Chase savings rate. And as you see right here, they have different balance amounts. Because sometimes with the banks and financial institutions, they have, depending on how much you have in your account, you can earn more APY or less APY if you don't meet this certain threshold or something like that. With this account right here, both of these, from 0 to 10 million or more, it's the same APY in interest rate, no matter how much you have in the account right there. With this Premier savings account right here, though, the standard rate you see 0.01%, but the Premier relationship rate is 0.02%. So you may be wondering, okay, how do I get that extra 0.01% in the Premier relationship rate? So to earn that Premier relationship rate, you have to have this. You have to link this Premier savings account to the Chase Premier Plus checking or Chase Sapphire checking account and make at least 5 customer initiated transactions in a monthly statement period using your linked checking account. So there are a couple of stipulations right there. So you got stipulations for getting the monthly service fee waived and then stipulations to earn that Premier relationship rate. So you have to keep this up every statement period to get that relationship rate to be ongoing right there. And the interest in the account is compounded and credited monthly based on the daily collected balance right there. All right, now let's go over some of the fees associated with this Chase personal savings account. We've already gone over the monthly service fee and how to avoid that, so we'll skip that part. It states right here that Chase fees you don't pay. You won't pay a Chase fee for the following, which is ongoing domestic wire when your Chase savings account is linked to a Chase private client checking account. So you won't pay the outgoing wire transfer if your account is linked to that Chase private client checking account. And right here it states that these are the services not available with the Chase personal savings account: Zelle, online bill pay, standard overdraft practice, Chase debit card coverage, check writing, and debit card. However, an ATM card is available. And now let's go to the Chase Premier Savings Account fees right here. Same thing with the monthly service fee. We've gone over that. And states right here, Chase fees you don't pay. You won't pay a Chase fee for the following: non-Chase ATM transactions. So there's no fee for non-Chase ATM transactions. However, there is a foreign exchange rate adjustment fee that will apply for ATM withdrawals in a currency other than US dollars. And it states on here that you also will not pay for incoming wire transfers. And the service is not available, same as the other Chase savings account. Right there, you see that list right here. All right, so the fees right here for a non-Chase ATM right here, they say avoid these fees by using a Chase ATM. And of course, on their website, you can look at it at your phone or on a desktop computer. You can find a list of the Chase available ATMs that will not charge you a fee. So for non-Chase ATMs, there's a $3 fee for any inquiries, transfers, withdrawals when using a non-Chase ATM, and there's a $5 per withdrawal fee and a $3 for any transfer or inquiries at ATMs outside of the US, Puerto Rico, and the US Virgin Islands. You got the foreign exchange fee right here. The non-ATM cash, 3% of the dollar amount of the transaction, or $5, whichever is greater. So a non-ATM cash fee, if you use your Chase debit card to withdraw cash from a teller at a bank that is not Chase, you will be charged 3% of the dollar amount of the transaction, or $5, whichever is greater. Card replacement, rush request. You can request express shipping of a replacement debit or ATM card, and that's $5 per card upon request. They say you can avoid this fee by requesting standard shipping. So standard shipping, no fee for that. Overdraft fees for the accounts that are associated with that, which may not be associated too much with the savings account. This is more for this is a fee schedule that's pretty much applying to the savings account and the checking account. So some of these fees will not be applied to the savings account because you won't even be able to do the features with the savings account. So we'll skip this part right here. And the wire transfers fees. Domestic and international incoming wire, $15 per transfer, or $0 if the transfer was originally sent with the help of a Chase banker or using Chase.com or Chase Mobile. Domestic wire, a banker helps you send a wire to a bank account outside the US, $35 per transfer. Online domestic wire, you can use Chase.com or Chase Mobile to send a wire from your account to a bank within the US. It's $25 per transfer. However, like it states right here with the Chase savings account, you will not pay a fee for outgoing domestic wire with your Chase savings account when it's linked to a Chase private client checking account. But if it's not, then these wire transfer fees will apply right there. And you got the consumer USD to foreign exchange international wire, $50 per transfer. Consumer online USD, United States dollar international wire transfer, $40 per transfer. So yeah, there's the fees right there and more fees right here. Stop payment fee, counter check, money order fee, cashier's check. I'll leave this up on the screen right here for a little bit so you can look over that if you're interested. All right, that's an overview of the fees for the Chase savings account. Now let's go on to the next savings account from the largest bank in the United States. Number 2, the Bank of America Advantage Savings. There is a monthly maintenance fee on this Bank of America Advantage Savings account of $8 per month. However, there are ways to avoid it. So to avoid this monthly maintenance fee for each statement cycle, you have to at least maintain a minimum daily balance of $500 or link your Bank of America Advantage Savings account to your Bank of America Advantage Relationship Banking account, and the waiver applies to the first 4 savings accounts. Or when you are a Bank of America Preferred Rewards member based on tier level, the waiver applies to 4 or more savings accounts. Or you can avoid the fee if the account owner is under the age of 18. And also you can avoid the fee if the account owner is under the age of 25 and qualifies as a student. So if you meet any of those, then you will not pay that $8 a month fee. If you can't get one of those stipulations right there complete, then it will be $8 a month for this Bank of America savings account. And it states right here for new Bank of America Advantage savings accounts, they'll waive this fee for the first 6 months. So without having to do any of that right there, they'll waive the fee for the first 6 months. And there is a required opening deposit amount for this account. You have to deposit at least $100 right there to fully open up this account. And they have a withdrawal limit fee. So they state that you make a total of 6 transfers and withdrawals each monthly cycle with no withdrawal limit fee. So you can do 6 transfers or withdrawals with no fee. And it states a $10 fee applies to each withdrawal or transfer exceeding 6 in a monthly statement cycle. And the rates right here, the interest rates, the APY annual percentage yield, you see it right there. 0.01%. Very paltry, very low right there. For less than $2,500 in an account or $2,500 or more, they have 2 balance tiers right here, but it's the same for both, 0.01% APY. And then they have different tiers though. So they have a preferred rewards member where they can earn more based on their tier right there. You got the gold tier APY, 0.02%, the platinum tier APY at 0.03%, and then the platinum honors tier it's 0.04%. So a couple of 0.01% differences right there in tiers. And they state right here on the website how to qualify for their different tiers right here. So I'll just go to that just to bring it up here. And they state right here, all you need to qualify is an eligible Bank of America personal checking account and a 3-month combined average daily balance of $20,000 or more in qualifying Bank of America deposit accounts and or Merrill investment accounts. And they have another link right here to learn more about the preferred rewards right here. So if you're really interested in that, I won't go over all these tiers and everything, but it's pretty much based on your balance right here. It looks like the 3-month combined average daily balance. You got the gold tier, $20,000 to $50,000 or less right there. In the platinum tier, the platinum honors tier, and the diamond tier for $1 million or more, but underneath that $10 million right there. So yeah, they have different tiers and they have benefits for this. So if you're interested, you really like Bank of America, you really want to bank with them and everything, and you can, check this out right here. You got different kind of benefits and things depending on which tier it is. So it may be worth it for you. Maybe the APY isn't as important. Maybe it is. Maybe they have like a temporary or, booster of the APY or interest. Sometimes they do this with these different tiers, earn this amount for a certain amount of time on your savings account or something. So a lot of information right there on the website. I won't make this video too long, go through it too much right there, because this is just the basic savings accounts that I want to pretty much do an overview of. But that is different tiers right there for the Bank of America savings account. Let's get to some of the other, details and fees of this account right here. So this is what comes with the Advantage savings account right here. You got a trusted network, they state. Oh, get that. And then you have mobile check deposits. So that's neat. You got automatic transfers, custom alerts, Balance Connect for overdraft protection. And like I stated earlier, FDIC insurance. All these accounts in this video I'm talking about are FDIC insured. So that's what they mean by a trusted network. You got 24/7 online access. For the savings account, checking accounts in this day and age for major banks and major financial institutions, big or small, pretty much. Having a mobile app, having an online account is pretty much almost a requirement. Pretty much all the accounts I talk about on my channel right here have some kind of way to access the account online through an app or something like that, because that's convenience. That's very important. So you have that right there. Those are the highlights right there. They pretty much hit on with this savings account. Let's go to the schedule of fees here. You state right here the monthly maintenance fee, which we've gone over that, $8, or it can be waived if you meet one of those stipulations. So we won't go over that again. Let's get to the ATM fees and different things like that. Let's see here. Okay, so you got ATM card and debit card fees. A rush replacement of the ATM or debit card will be $15 per card. So that's just rush delivery right there for that. And then they have the non-Bank of America teller withdrawal fee. So they state for each transaction the greater of $5. So they state for each transaction the greater of $5 or 3% of the dollar amount of the transaction up to a maximum of $10. So the greater amount, either 3% of the dollar amount that you're withdrawing or $5, whichever is greater, with a maximum of $10 right there. And then have the international transaction fee, 3% of the US dollar amount of the transaction. And that fee applies to if you use ATM or debit card outside of the US in a foreign currency, something like that. So we got those fees right there for that. And you have some more ATM fees. So of course, the Bank of America ATMs, which are all over the place, and like I stated with the other account, you can find online on your phone, where those ATMs are at that are eligible to have no fees right there, the Bank of America ATMs. So you got withdrawals, deposits, transfers, everything like that, no ATM fee. And if you go to a non-Bank of America ATM, there is a fee for withdrawals, transfers, balance inquiries, and all that is $2.50. And then a non-Bank of America ATM fee for withdrawals, transfers, and balance inquiries at a non-Bank of America ATM in a foreign country, and that's going to be $5. So it's double right there. And for the wire transfers right here, it's under miscellaneous. They state for incoming or outgoing wire transfers in the United States or international, they state that the fee varies. So that's interesting right there. They got more information right there. We won't go over all that. Like I said, I don't want to make the video too long, but definitely check out the schedule of fees right there if you're interested to know more about the fees right there with the Bank of America savings account. Because they have a lot of different things. You know, if your account is linked to this, if you got the gold tier or the diamond tier, they have different, you see all that right there. So it's definitely some fine print going on with some of the, fees going on with this account right here. Many of these fees on this schedule of fees aren't pertaining to the savings account right here. So it's pretty much a checking account, different things like that. But those are the schedule of fees. If you're interested in more about that, definitely look it up online. You can just Google Bank of America savings account schedule of fees or Bank of America schedule of fees right there. And some of the other highlights with the Bank of America savings account right here, they have personalized planning. They state that Bank of America Life Plan is an easy, flexible way to set and track your short and long-term goals, get one-on-one advice, and adjust when life changes. And they have a rewarding relationship. They say qualifying Bank of America preferred reward members can enjoy benefits and rewards on everyday banking, from interest rate boosters to waivers on certain services. That's what I was going over a little bit briefly right there with their gold tier, diamond tier, all that stuff. So that's online right there if you want to check that out. And they state also easy ways to save. If you have a checking account with them as well, you can enroll into round up debit card purchases and transfer the difference to your savings account automatically. So, if you have that checking account and you have a savings account with Bank of America, one way that people save, they spend, let's say $10.60 somewhere with their debit card. Well, then it rounds it up to $11 and moves 40 cents, that difference over there, to the savings account. So that's how that would work right there, to keep the change. I remember doing that a long time ago, like probably a couple decade or something ago. And my first bank of account, I think my individually was Bank of America. And I remember doing the roundup and I was like, oh, that's neat. So they still do that. Yeah, keep the change. That is actually still what they call it right there. So yeah, keep the change. And on here you have cash back deals. And they state that if you want to put more in savings, search participating merchants and earn up to 10% cash back on everyday purchases. So they have more information on that, Bank of America deals and everything. So yeah, and that is the Bank of America Advantage Savings Account. Now let's go on to number 3 on the list. The Citibank has a high yield savings account. You see it right there, boom, 4.05% APY annual percentage yield. So far, they are the leader of this top 5 right here when it comes to the APY. Yeah, there are higher APYs out there, but from a major bank, this is the 3rd largest bank in the United States based on total assets. So yeah, that's nice right there. And of course, when you go to learn more about this account, they want to ask, where do you live? Because certain things, certain features, and even the APY somewhat can change depending on where you live. We'll just use the same zip code I've been using. So yeah, 4.05% APY earns 16 times the national average. All right, yeah, so there's that national average right there, 0.025%. So lower than what I thought right there. And that's the Citi, of course, 4.05%. So major difference in that. That is definitely something you would notice a difference in, even with the smaller amount of money. $1,000, $10,000, $20,000. You're definitely going to notice the difference between having 0.025% and 4.05%. And they have a calculator on their website. I like when companies do that. So it's a way just to kind of saying like, okay, I got $30,000, let's just say, and you're not even adding anything to it. You're just letting it sit there for, a year. Boom. That's what you would get right there. $1,215 at that 4.05% APY, with the national average $75. So yeah, like I was stating, there is definitely a difference. I mean, even that's 30,000. We'll just do 1,000. Look at this. For a year, $41 at that 4.05% APY with Citi, and then $2 at that little 0.25% APY for the national average right there. So definitely a difference. And of course, they have a reoccurring amount, which is a way to see, if I kept saving that, of course, it's going to be more because you're putting more into the account, and that's more to earn interest on right there. All right, and they have some savings tools on this account right here. They state that they have set and save with goal setting and reoccurring deposits. Then they have boost your balance with one-time transfers, and then stay on track with budgeting tools. They're saying one account, 3 ways to save more. They have no minimum amount to open this account, no limit on the earnings, and FDIC insured as well, of course, and easy sign up they're stating right here. They have a monthly service fee of $4.50 and a $2.50 non-Citibank ATM fee that will apply to Citi Accelerate Savings Account without a checking account in the Access Account package if an average monthly balance of $500 or more is not maintained. So they have that monthly service fee. However, it can be waived if you meet those stipulations right there. This question kind of stood out, states that why must my account be opened in an account package? So it's seeming like, oh yeah, when you open this account, you're pretty much opening up another account as well. So it's a package of accounts. So they state with Citi, you get more than just a bank account. You get a package of services and benefits to meet your banking needs. Your Citi Accelerate Savings account can be opened in any account package. The standard account package for Citi Accelerate Savings is the Citi Access package if you don't select an account package. So let's check that out as well here. All right, so here are those account packages I was mentioning right here. So they have a whole list, and it's a nice comparison that they got this mapped out and everything about, the monthly service fee, ways to avoid it, the savings rate, what comes with it, ability to write checks, paperless statements. So it is mapped out here on their website. Definitely, if you're interested in that Citi savings account, definitely check this out because the package is part of the deal, like I should say, part of the bank account process with Citigroup right here at Citibank. So definitely more information on here, and you want to put in your zip code when you're on this website so you can see what pertains to you because things can be different depending on what state or region you live in right there. So I won't go over this too much because not to make the video too long or anything, but definitely more information on their website right here. If so far, this sounds intriguing to you, the Citibank account, or if you're just interested in it in general. Oh yeah, there it is. Products and prices based on your home address. So yeah, that's as I was mentioning right there. So there's stipulations and stuff with the monthly maintenance fee. So Citi's almost there as far as like getting more like these high yield savings accounts because they have a nice yield on their savings account. However, it comes with some stipulations with the monthly maintenance fee and the account package because with the many other high yield savings accounts, there's no monthly maintenance fee like at all. There's no like, oh, it's this if you don't have that, $10 or $5. No, it's just no monthly maintenance fee with several other high yield savings accounts with banks and financial institutions. So this account right here is trying to get like that with the APY, but it's, with the monthly service fee, some people like see this and they just kind of get turned off completely. And they're like, oh, I don't want to deal with trying to keep this balance here and knowing if I got this account linked with this and all this. Some people, if you really like the company, then you have different accounts with this company or something, and you'll have, enough in your account because this is where your main, your money is at right here. So, this is where your balances, your main balances for your checking, your savings account are at. So you'll hit these things. You won't even think about it. You'll, of course you got 1,500 or 500 because this is your main account. So for some people, it makes sense. The monthly service fee won't mean anything to them. Some people will turn it off completely. So it just really depends on your preference right there and what you're using this account for. You got the 24/7 access through the mobile app right there. They've got the mobile app and of course online you can access your account. And with Citibank right here, they say you have easy access to cash with over 65,000 ATMs across the United States and unlimited withdrawal of available funds. And it stated that customer security is a priority with Citi, have 24/7 fraud detection services and security features to keep your account information protected. All right, and this is their schedule of fees right there for the basic banking package right here. So this could change, of course, depending on, if they want to change it, depending on the market you're in, the account package you have or everything. So that monthly service fee, there's that right there. The non-Citibank ATM fee, $2.50 per withdrawal. And they say the fees charged to you by other institutions for transactions on non-Citibank ATMs are beyond Citibank's control and are in addition to the fees listed here. So it could definitely be more than that $2.50 right there. And other fees right there, wire transfer fees. The listed fee right here refers to only fees charged by Citibank and is not a representation of potential fees imposed by other banks right there. You could be charged a fee on the other side right there, but right here for the wire transfer fees, you see them right there listed. $15 for incoming domestic and international, $25 for outgoing online domestic, $35 for outgoing domestic and other channels, $35 for outgoing online international US dollars, waived for outgoing online international foreign currency, but there's a $45 for outgoing international and other channels right there. So there is the fees right there. You have some withdrawal limitations. ATM withdrawal limit $1,500 per Citibank banking card per business day. So yeah, schedule of fees online, and they update these every so often. It seems like the last time this one was updated was in, you should say, February of 2023. So there's that right there. Definitely subject to change. And that is the Citibank High Yield Savings Account. So definitely if you're interested in that, definitely check it out more online with their different packages and see what will work with you. Definitely put in your zip code or home address so it'll be more catered to where you're living right there. All right, and now for the fourth largest bank in the United States based on total assets, Wells Fargo. They have two different savings accounts here, so we'll go over them. First, we have the Way to Save savings account, and it has an interest rate and APY annual percentage yield of 0.15%. So a little bit higher than Bank of America and Chase, but lower than Citibank and definitely on the lower end of the spectrum in general for savings accounts, online savings accounts for sure. And there's a $25 minimum opening deposit required to open this account. Now let's learn a little bit more about this account, some of the features it has and fees associated with it. And as you see here, there is a $5 monthly service fee associated with this account. So let's click on this and see how you can get around that, because that's one thing about these accounts that have these monthly maintenance fees. Typically there is a way to get them waived, which is nice. However, I just like saying, no monthly service fee at all, not even having to think about it, worry about it. We say avoid the $5 monthly service fee when you have one of the following each fee period. So basically each month, typically that's the statement period, the statement cycle for these accounts, savings accounts, bank accounts in general, really. So to avoid that fee, you have to have one of the following completed. Basically, you have to have a $300 minimum daily balance. So you need that average balance right there to be $300 on the minimum for the daily balance, or more, of course. Or you can have one automatic transfer each fee period of $25 or more from a linked Wells Fargo checking account. Or another way to get the fee waived is that you can have one automatic transfer each business day within the fee period of $1 or more from a linked Wells Fargo checking account. Or you can have one or more save as you go transfers from a linked Wells Fargo checking account. And the last way that you could get this fee waived is if the primary account owner is 25 years old or under. So 25 years old or underneath that to get the account waived. So those are a few ways right there to get the account waived. The balance amount, or having a linked Wells Fargo checking account and have some transfers going on, or depending on your age. So they have something called save as you go transfers, basically, where you can set up some saving from these Wells Fargo checking accounts. So it's pretty much a linked kind of feature that you could pretty much, set up automatic transfers. That's a way for some people to save. Some people need that just to let it happen. And of course, there's that interest rate right there, the APY 0.15%. So let's see here some of the benefits of the Wells Fargo savings account. Of course, they have the mobile app. So the Wells Fargo mobile app, available on the Apple App Store and Google Play App Store. That's how it is with these, financial institutions and banks. Typically, there's a mobile app. And pretty much everyone I've seen has a app on the Apple App Store and the Google Play App Store, the two most used app stores, of course. So you got that right there. And you can send and receive money with Zelle and more on this one. So that is a neat feature. You can send and receive money with Zelle. It's a feature that a lot of people use to send money to each other. You don't have to have the same bank as somebody. You just have Zelle in your account. You can send and receive money from somebody and to somebody, something like that. And also they have optional overdraft protection. They said you could use your Way to Save savings account to help protect your linked Wells Fargo checking account from overdrafts, ATM card for convenient ATM access to your savings. And they state right here they have more than 12,000 Wells Fargo ATMs to help you bank locally and on the go. All right, so let's go over some of the fees associated with the ATM card right there. It says ATM and debit cards. Before the savings account, it's going to be the ATM card. So using a Wells Fargo ATM, there's no fee associated with that. And like I stated earlier, there's over 12,000 of those available. Now, for a non-Wells Fargo ATM, if you use one of those for a cash withdrawal transaction, it's going to be a fee of $2.50. A cash withdrawal transaction international is going to be $5 each. A balance inquiry transaction on a non-Wells Fargo ATM is going to be $2.50. And a funds transfer will be $2.50. Okay, so wire transfers. For incoming domestic, it's $15 each. Outgoing domestic is $30 each. And then repetitive outgoing is $25 each. And so with international, the fees are going to be higher, of course. For international, you got incoming, $16 each. For U.S. currency and foreign currency, outgoing at $45 each for U.S. currency, $35 for foreign currency. And they say wires initiated online and mobile, $0. And then repetitive outgoing, right there, U.S. currency, international, $40 each or $30 each for foreign currency. And also they state on here, like many other banks, they just kind of cover themselves. They state that third parties or other banks may charge fees in addition to those described above when it comes to that wire transfer. So whoever you're transferring to or from may also charge a fee, which Wells Fargo would not be responsible for. And Wells Fargo also has a platinum savings account right here. So this one right here has a bit of a higher interest rate depending on the balance of your account. So that's one thing that's definitely different with this account and the Way to Save account. So if your balance is from $0 to $99,999.99, you'll get this interest rate and APY of 0.25%. And this relationship basically structure is basically another tier of the platinum savings account. So we'll stick to the standard amount right here. And so also, and then it goes up higher higher depending on your balance. So if you get $100,000 to right underneath $500,000, your interest rate is 1% with the APY of 1.01%. And for the balance of 500,000 to up to underneath a million, it'd be 1.98% interest rate with a 2% APY. And then for $1 million or more, you get the interest rate of 2.47% and an APY of 2.50%. So definitely higher in this one right here compared to the Way to Save account by Wells Fargo. So if you wanted that savings account with Wells Fargo, but you wanted a higher interest rate, higher APY, and you got that larger amount of money right there, you know, like $100,000 or more, it would be worth it to get this one. However, this Platinum Savings account does have a higher monthly service fee of $12. There is a way to avoid that monthly service fee right there, though. To avoid the monthly service fee, you can have a minimum daily balance of $3,500 each fee period right there. So that would let you avoid that $12 a month service fee. And then same as the other account with Wells Fargo, there is a minimum opening deposit required of $25 at least. And with the benefits of this savings account, it's the same as that other one, you know, with the mobile app, the overdraft protection that's optional, the ATM card, the savings plan, the way you can, you know, track your goals, set up automatic transfers, you know, different ways, you know, to help yourself save more money basically. And with the interest rate for the Way to Save savings account and the Platinum savings account with Wells Fargo, the interest is variable, so it's subject to change. And the interest itself is compounded daily and paid monthly. All right, and with the Platinum Savings account, looks like pretty much the fees associated with it as far as the ATM fees and the wire transfers fees are the same. I don't really see any difference saying, you know, for the Platinum is different. Sometimes you do have that, you have multiple savings accounts within a bank, but that Premier one, you know, that other tier one will have fees that are lower, or maybe, you know, have something that they don't charge a fee for. You know, that's how it's been some of the other accounts that we've talked about today on the video. So yeah, that's just kind of a quick overview overall of the savings accounts for adults offered by Wells Fargo. They do, I believe, also have a kids savings account as well. I saw, yeah. Well, there we go. Yeah, there it is right there, kids savings account. But this video, we're just pretty much focusing on the adult savings account. If you'd like for me to do a video on, you know, accounts for kids or something like that, just let me know down in the comments or something. I do have some experience with having an account for kids, for my kid personally, my oldest kid. But this video right here is pretty much focused on the accounts, you know, for 18 and up, although, you know, sometimes you can have some of these accounts and be under 18 and avoid that monthly service fee, like on some of the other banks we were mentioning here on the video earlier. So yeah, that is it with the savings accounts for Wells Fargo. Let's go on to the savings account offered by the fifth largest bank in the United States, US Bank. Money market accounts and savings accounts have a lot of similarities. Usually one of the main differences with money market accounts and savings accounts is that with money market accounts, you'll have a debit card associated with it instead of just an ATM card. And often the money market accounts have check writing features. So they can come with a checkbook and give you options to, you know, write a check and, you know, to take from the money market account. And of course, they'll have it where you can deposit a check too, which, you know, savings accounts have that as well. But those are some of the main differences I've seen with money market accounts versus savings accounts, is that money market account is pretty much more like a checking account, but has like a savings account type of APY, because checking accounts typically don't have much of an APY at all. Some of them don't have any at all. Some of them barely have any. And then the money market account would have a higher APY. Although if you've seen in this video, some savings accounts have barely any APY or interest rate at all as well. So it just depends on where you're banking for sure. So let's go ahead to this one right here. And so, yeah, US Bank, they have a couple different savings account right here. The one that they're featuring on their page right there is that Elite Money Market account, which has up to 4.50% APY on balances of $25,000 or more. And that is if you fund your account with $25,000 or more by July 27th. So there's pretty much a limited amount of time to earn that APY right there for that account. And that account has a monthly maintenance fee of $10 or zero. So you can get it waived. So let's check that out, how you can get that waived. So to get that monthly maintenance fee waived for the Elite Money Market account, you have to maintain a $10,000 minimum daily balance, and you have to open a US Bank Smartly checking account and enroll in the Smart Rewards primary tier or above. So those are two ways right there to get that waived. For the retirement money market account, there is no monthly maintenance fee, and we'll go over their standard savings account here. We'll just jump back up to their Elite Money Market account, because this is the main one they've been marketing, probably because of the APY, of course. So let's go to it. There's a minimum opening deposit of it with $100. So you have to open it up with at least $100 to open that account. So some of the additional benefits they're stating right here, the FDIC insurance is a benefit. All the accounts in this video are FDIC insured. Pretty much every account I talk about on my channel, on my monthly videos ranked by APY, on my highlighted featured videos where I zone in on one specific account, all those are FDIC insured, because I don't really want to be talking too much about accounts that aren't FDIC insured, because that is definitely some security that you'll need in an account for sure to, protect your deposits, typically up to $250,000. However, some accounts, some financial institutions and banks cover more than that by basically spreading out your cash to different banks, basically program banks, what they call them. So we won't get into that because this bank doesn't do that. So I'm not going to talk about that. I've talked about that in other videos, but so also it states on here as a benefit that there is easy access to funds. You can, of course, log into your account wherever you need it and transfer money by using their ATM network, which they state is one of the largest ATM networks in America. And of course, they have the mobile app right there, US Bank mobile app. And there's their APYs right there for their money market account that aren't a part of the promotion right there. So you see the balance, depending on what balance you have, depends on the APY, the interest rate you have. Right there up to $24,999.99 is 0.01%. So if you have between $25,000 and $499,999.99, you're going to get that 0.25%, and then that bonus APY they've got going on of 4.25% for a total of 4.5% APY. And then it's a little bit higher right here. If you have $500,000 or more, the regular APY is 0.75%, and then you get that bonus they've got going on of 4.25% for a total of 5% APY right here. And of course, with these rates, with these APYs, they're all variable, so they're subject to change at any moment. This is not a fixed rate or anything. They just have a promotion going on right now to get that 4.25% that's going on between June 7th, 2023 and July 27th, 2023. And the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. All right, now let's go over some of the key highlights for the US Bank Standard Savings Account, and then we'll go into the fees that are associated with both this Elite Money Market Account and the Standard Savings Account here. And so with this Standard Savings Account, they're saying that this is geared towards first-time savers and those with low balances right here. So because you have a higher balance on that Elite Money Market Account, you get more of an APY. So the Standard Savings Account, there's a $4 monthly maintenance fee associated with it, or you can get it waived. So let's see how you would get that waived right here. So with the Standard Savings Account, you can do any one of the following to get that fee waived. You can either maintain a $300 minimum daily balance, or you could keep a $1,000 average monthly collected balance, or you can hold the account jointly with an individual age 17 and under. And another way you can avoid that monthly savers fee with this Standard Savings Account is that you can open a US Bank Smartly checking account and enroll in the Smart Rewards primary tier or above. And with the Standard Savings Account, there's a minimum opening deposit of $25. All right, some of those standard account benefits right there. Of course, there's no fees associated with using a US Bank ATM, and they have that zero overdraft protection transfer fees made from an eligible linked US Bank deposit account. They got account alerts, the notifications or email or text, some of the standard things, transfers within US Bank and outside of US Bank, internal or external, incoming or outgoing, that's included with the account. You have automated savings options. You can link your savings account to another US Bank account and set up the reoccurring transfers. And they have electronic statements, so you don't have to get the paper copies of the statements. You can have electronic statements. Pretty standard, things right here for a bank account right there. And the APY and the interest rate for the Standard Savings Account with US Bank is 0.01%. So definitely on the lower end of APY and interest rate for a savings account for sure. That is very low, 0.01%. Any balance amount right here for the Standard Savings Account. That's what you would get on it. And of course, that amount is variable, subject to change at any moment. So maybe they'll raise it, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll make it. Could you make it lower? I have never seen an APY or interest rate of like 0.001%, or 0.009% or something like that. The lowest I've ever seen is either no APY or interest rate at all, or 0.01%. So yeah, and they state right here there's a possible way to get that interest rate lifted, and they're stating right here that the interest rate lift increases the US Bank Standard Savings interest rate by the amount shown below: 5% of the standard interest rate for primary tier, 10% of the standard interest rate for plus tier, 15% of the standard interest rate for premium tier, and 15% of the standard interest rate for pinnacle tier. So And they've got it calculated right here. You might be thinking, you see those percentages. Whoa, I'm going to earn 5%, 10%, or 15%. No, 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 no. Let me just stop right there, because what they're stating right here, here's the math of it right here. If the standard interest rate is 0.10%, then the primary tier interest rate calculation with the interest lift included is that standard interest rate times the interest rate lift plus the standard interest rate, which will equal, in this situation right here, 0.010% times 5% plus 0.10%, which would equal 0.105% or 0.11% with rounding. So yeah, there's a lift right there. It's not much, it's something, I guess, but you're still very much low on the lower end. I mean, even if you have 15%, that's still not going to be much at all right there. So yeah, but there's the interest rate lift right there. And of course, they have the app on the Apple App Store and the Google Play App Store. And pretty much the other features, the mobile banking and things like that, it's going to be the same as their Elite Money Market account. And so let's jump over to the fees that are associated with this account right here. In network ATMs, there's not going to be a fee associated with that. No charge for that. For non-US bank ATM transactions, there is a charge of $2.50 for each transaction. For a mini statement at a US bank ATM, there's a $1 charge. For a full statement at a US bank ATM, there's a $1.50 charge. International processing fee and US dollars or international currency is going to be 3% of the transaction. Now they have a debit card cash advance fee of $2 right there. So now let's get to the wire transfer fees here. So domestic income is going to be a charge of $20. Domestic outgoing is $30. International incoming is $25. And international outgoing is $50. All right, so those are pretty much, some of the main kind of fees associated with accounts that some people do. Some people and have an account for years and never do a wire transfer or never use a network ATM associated with it. But you have people that do every now and then. Maybe you find yourself in a city or area with, without the ATMs. You want to know how much the fee is. And of course, there could be another additional fee charge from that ATM that you're using as well. Usually it's not that much, but, be prepared for a couple dollars here and there for sure. And then, wire transfers, you may not ever need that. But if you do, there it is. Some banks offer it for free or free incoming or free outgoing, domestic or something like that. Some charge for everything. So just really depends. So if you want to dig in more, of course, to any other fees you may, that you may know that you're going to use personally for a savings account, definitely, look online for their schedule of fees right here for a US bank. And you could find this online. You can see right there's a lot of pages, but yeah, it's their personal banking schedule of fees. Last time they've updated is February 13th, 2023. And then their other savings account right there, that retirement money market account, which doesn't have a monthly maintenance fee at all, but it does have a minimum deposit requirement of $100 minimum deposit, opening deposit, or a $25 automatic monthly deposit. So with this retirement money market account, pretty much the same as the other accounts with the features and the benefits, just a little bit different as far as the monthly maintenance fee and the minimum opening deposit requirement. For US Bank, they're stating that all their savings accounts include branches in more than 25 states, so they have a physical presence in more than 25 states. They're stating that they have one of the largest ATM networks in America. They don't give a number of over, 10,000, 12,000, 20,000, anything like that. They're just stating that they have one of the largest ATM networks in America. And it's also stating for all of their savings accounts that they have no surcharges at MoneyPass network ATMs. And so we'll wrap up the video here. That is it with the video on the savings accounts offered by the top 5 largest banks in the United States. You have JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Citigroup, Citibank, Wells Fargo, and US Bank. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Take care.